Hey now, happy vibes, my friends. Welcome back to my podcast where I believe in spreading killer vibes that light you up and give you that kick in the ass to craft the life you wish to live. This sacred space is dedicated to the lovers of all things business, travel, and lifestyle. Hey, it's about time you get the scoop on the latest vibes, so let's get to it. You guys, today I have a really special guest because this is June, and June is the month we celebrate Father's Day. And the reason why it's such a big month for me is because a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I wrote a book about fathers and daughters. And it was meant because I was a teacher for a very long time. It was a way for me to give my parents or my students' parents a little bit of tips and lessons on how they can be better parents and how they can give their kids that support and that encouragement for their education. And it's really based on my story with my father, who is from Mexico. He's from Monterrey, and when he and my mother got married, they moved to Houston, and I was born here. So for me, it was just like sort of learning the lessons of my father and his country, and also becoming an independent American girl. So that's where the story comes from. And today's guest, I'm really excited to tell you about because he also has a teenage daughter that he's raising himself. So I really want to get into a little bit of his parenting, a little bit of his life, and just to get to know him a little bit more. His name is Mr. Leonardo Velasquez. And ever since he was 15 years old, he made his first puppet workshop. And then he could not go back again. He loved it. He fell in love. At 11 years old, you went to a rehearsal with your big brother.
Yes.
Yes. And then you saw that you really had something with theater and acting. And so that really got you really thinking maybe that's what you wanted to do. And you're from Venezuela. And in Venezuela, you created a little children's entertainment performing Bailalin Bailalan. That was in Venezuela. And you also work with schools, nonprofits, children's parties, all kinds of events. You have also a degree in educational psychology. So that's really interesting. Very interesting. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And your Leo puppet show and entertainment is family oriented, so it's for everybody.
Yes.
And it's meant to also help, educate parents, entertain the family, and just basically give everybody some really good, valuable lessons along the way. No? Very cool. Thank you for being on the show today, Mr. Leo.
It's a pleasure for me. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much for being here today because, for me, it's just so important that we not only give people information, but we inspire people. And I think you're definitely an inspiration. And just talking to you the last 10, 15 minutes, I feel inspired to share you with everybody because your story is very amazing and you come from Venezuela. So tell me a little bit about your life and your transition from living in Venezuela to living in Houston now.
Okay, I'm from Venezuela. I came to Houston 5 years ago. When I remember when I decided to move to Venezuela because it's so sad. Venezuela is a really mess right now.
Mm-hmm.
Political. Oh my God, but that happened. I talked with my daughter about this. Say, Camila, we need to move to our country because we need to more safe. I want a better future for you and for me or whatever. And I went to Europe because I have family in Europe, and I went to Mexico because I have family in Mexico too. But I have one opportunity here in Houston, United States, and I say, Camila, okay, do you want to come with me? She said, yes. I remember 5 years ago, I came in March and alone. They say, Camila, do you have to wait? When you're finished your school in July, you come with me. This is a sad or good story because I cry every night.
Oh my goodness, because you missed her.
Yes, I miss her. She was 13 years old, and I say, maybe I can do that. Maybe the next month I come back to Venezuela. Every night before work, I work, with any immigrants, make like a full service, pizza delivery, waiter, whatever. Mm-hmm. And every night when I come to middle of the night, I wake up and I say, I start to cry. I can do it.
Yeah, you missed her too much.
But yes, I miss my daughter. Say I want to miss my daughter live because she's 13 years old, and I say, but I try every day. I start to cry when I get the ticket for my daughter.
Okay.
When I get the ticket, I say, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
She come in July. I remember when I saw her at the airport, I feel like a freeze. and start to cry. And my mom come with her and say, "Hey, she's here. Go hug her." I feel like wow.
Why is it so
But-
important to bring her from Venezuela? What's the situation right now? What can you tell my listeners about why you were so desperate to get her here?
Right now, it's like a Latin American problem: education, health. But in Venezuela right now, it's a really rich country. But Chavez and Maduro, they are destroying the country right now. The corruption,
and it's still going. And I know there was an uprising of Venezuelans that didn't want it. And what happened?
yes, never stop. It's
They
amazing.
don't stop.
Because we have 2 or 3 different countries. Poor people. They
No, I mean we see a lot of the things about hunger and how
Yes,
they're going
hungry
to other
people.
countries and they're hungry.
Yes, but we have a rich people. They have living like a.
So there's
rich-
no middle class in Venezuela. It's only
No, I
poor
was
or
was
rich.
middle
You
class.
were middle
but
class.
I think
Okay.
the middle class is disappearing in my country.
Okay.
Do you know? We have a
Yeah.
poor person or a rich person,
Mm-hmm.
and it's too hard to live in
Okay.
a country like this. Right now, I try to help my family in Venezuela, and I say, how much is for for if you go to the supermarket,
Yeah.
say, $19. Right now, every if you wanna get something, it's in dollar.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
amazing. It's wow. Do you know what all change here? It's
Yes.
maybe 15 or $45.
Yeah.
In Venezuela, it's a double.
And it's really good perspective, for my listeners to understand that, unless you travel to countries in Latin America, you really don't understand a little bit of unless somebody tells you what they've faced and why they come to this country. And a lot of the people that immigrate to America, because the situations in their countries are so dire. I mean, some people don't have jobs anymore. I know another Venezolano that works in my house. He had his farm taken from him. He used to have a farm, maybe 20 years ago, and they took it from him. And so he didn't have anything else anymore. He was a businessman. He was very wealthy in Venezuela, and here he puts tiles on floors. So it's very different for him.
Yes,
Situations.
yes, it's so different. Latin America, do you know when I live in Brazil for 1 year.
Okay.
I get a theater workshop, and it's a beautiful country. But when you during the night, are you walking on the street? You're walking on the street, and you see the people. They are sleeping on the street, and I say, "But what happened?" Do you know the corruption is like a big trouble in Latin America? But if you get a ticket with the police,
you can pay it.
You can pay it.
Yeah. Una mordida, right?
Una mordida. Yeah, but that's happen. Do you know that
you can hustle the cops?
they get money for they live like they need more money. It's like that. It's a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
And I don't know how you break that circle. I don't know what can happen to break that circle. I'm not sure. Like it's not even.
Oh no! For me, it's we have to change the mind of the people sometime. But it's too hard. It's a big decision when you decide to move to another country because you love you. I was raised in Venezuela. I love Venezuelan culture, Venezuelan food, Venezuelan culture.
You would prefer to be in Venezuela if the situation was better.
Yes. Yeah. I was a. It's good life. I remember when I said I have a good life, but maybe when I came here 5 years ago, right now it's too expensive to live in Venezuela.
Yeah,
maybe it's in Venezuela right now. I don't have a good life because it's too expensive. My car was stolen for 3 times.
No, it's a very, very different situation. I think a lot of people don't understand how dire and how desperate people can be to leave those situations. So you came to Houston. You continued doing puppets.
My puppet came first.
They came first.
Yeah,
okay.
They came first because I have this business 20 years ago in my country. When I meet the puppets when I was 50 years old, I get in love with the puppets, and I say. When I was 20 years old, I started with a puppet show for family and friends.
Okay.
I remember someday somebody asked me, "Hey, how much is for the puppet show?" I said, "I don't know," because for me, it was a hobby.
It was,
But I started with the theater when I was 11 years old. I get the theater workshop. When I made my first puppet workshop, I say, "Wow, I love puppet. This is like a magic." And I start like make a big theater for puppet, is a puppet stage. And when that person asked me how much is for the puppet show, I say, I don't know, but we can try. I put an advertisement in a magazine, kid magazine, and this is my business for 20 years.
How many puppets do you have now?
Right now, more than.
And who
17.
makes them for you?
Huh?
Who makes them? Does somebody make them for you?
Somebody makes, but I made.
You make some of them?
Yes.
Wow.
I made. And when I came to Houston, I started like, okay, this is my business, but do you have to make some work for living, whatever. I made pool service, delivery, and I started like maybe one puppet show a month.
Okay.
Before COVID, I remember, and I love like oh my goodness, when I started, it's like it's slow, the business is running slow, but they say before COVID I had maybe 15 or 20 puppet shows per month.
Oh wow.
Because I am also Spanish teacher, because I
and are they in Spanish or English?
Both.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, it's a bilingual puppet show.
Fantastic.
I can do it in Spanish and English. And do you know when I get my papers in the United States, I take receive my phone and, hello, are you Mr. Leonardo Velasquez? Yes, I am. Did you apply for a Spanish teacher position?
Oh.
I say, yes, of course. I never remember. Say, yes, of course. I am a teacher.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, do you want to come here for the interview? Yes, I know the interview, blah, blah, whatever. Say, okay, do you want to come back tomorrow for a demo class? And I say, yes.
Okay.
I never think about like a Spanish teacher, become a Spanish teacher. I go to my house and I say, what I need, I put 2 puppets in a bag.
Okay.
And 1 speaker.
Okay.
I'm looking for, some for Buenos Dias, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The director say, okay, Mr. Velasquez, you have to do 4 demo class for different ages. Okay. And the first one, the second one, and third one, he say, it's okay, Mr. Leo, don't worry about this, we are okay. And I say, you don't like it.
Oh.
But she say, Mr. Leo, do you know, I love it.
Oh.
Do you know, all the kids engage, look at the puppet like, oh.
So you taught Spanish using puppets?
Yes, I have 2 assistants for my Spanish class, Mr. Pedro and Miss Luisa. They are my assistant. I use a big suitcase for my Spanish class, and I use puppets, music, dance, and right now, I'm taking magic class. I have a magic coach.
Oh, wow.
During the COVID, do you know, this is one amazing story. Maybe 6 months ago, somebody contacted me by Facebook and said, hey, Mr. Leo, your work is amazing. You are a great puppeteer. Oh, thank you so much. I have some bucks for you. If you want to, I have some vintage puppet. I said, really?
Okay.
Vintage puppet? Yeah, do you want to? Yes, of course, I want to. And you have to take a conversation maybe for 4 months. Okay, Mr. Leo, I have the box. Maybe this weekend we can try. Okay, we never tried, whatever. And I say, okay, he wrote me and I say, I have a puppet show in Katy. And it's an outdoor puppet show if you want to go. And he said, yes. He saw my show and said, Mr. Leo, you are amazing. Okay, I have the box for you in my car. Do you want to? Yes, of course. When I open the box, I start crying. Do you know vintage marionette from Carranza Puppets?
Okay.
Carranza Puppet is a puppet company in Houston. They made puppet show maybe 14 years ago.
In Houston? Carranza.
Right now, they are not working. They are retired. And I say,
that's interesting. I've never heard of it.
Oh my goodness, this is a big gift for me. All marionette, classic marionette. And when I opened the last box, I said, this is a magic trick. Well, I know how to do it. And I called to my friend. He's a really good magician in Venezuela. And he said, hey, Leo, can I be your magic coach? Right now, I take magic and introduce magic to my performance.
Wow, that's lovely.
Yes, and I do magic for my Spanish class.
I was just going to say, you do magic and puppets for your Spanish class.
Yes.
I bet your kids are learning Spanish really fast.
Oh, yes, today.
Because when you make it fun for them, they will learn it quicker and easier, and like they love it. If you make it boring, they don't.
No, I say all the time.
Paying attention.
When the kids play, they learn.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
One kid.
That is so true.
They just want to play all the time. If you want to play for a day, our game environment is like a playing. They feel like happy because we say, okay, it's time to Do you want? Are you ready to dance?
Yeah.
I use dance, music,
Beautiful.
puppet, light,
I
whatever.
love that. So if they want to hire you for puppet, we're going to give them the link where they can find you so that they can come and hire you. But one thing that I do want to go back to and talk to you about is you brought your daughter from Venezuela and she's 19 years old now.
19 years old. She came when she was 13 years old.
Okay. And how did she adapt to the schools in America? Was it easy? Was it difficult?
Oh, easy.
Okay.
When I came here, I said to Camila, I have I think a really different kind of, the people say, if you are success for me is if you love what you do. That's the success for me. And
is that something that you teach her? That's a value that you talk to her all the time.
If you feel happy when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
If you say I want to go to the school, that's it.
Yeah.
If you have a job, when you open your eyes in the morning, say, "Wow, it's amazing! It's another day." That's happened for me all the time. You know, my brain is like asleep when I go to the school and he's like, "Mr. Leo, Mr. Leo, Mr. Leo." Wow, it's amazing for me because they want to Spanish class. Maybe they don't want Spanish, Mr. Leo, because I am the Spanish teacher. But every parents call me, in the parking.
Yeah.
Oh, are you Mr. Leo?
Yeah.
Yes, I am, because my daughter, my kids is talking about your class all the time.
They love it.
To my daughter.
That's good.
When she came, I say, okay, Camila, right now is different. Do you have to take good grades? Because the university is really expensive. Everybody know that. And do you have to get a scholarship? And remember the first day, before the first day, I say she started in elementary. And I say, okay, Camila, do you get to take the bus? In Venezuela, I pick up her and I drop her all the days on the school.
So it was different.
Yes, I say when I saw her face, she's like afraid, and I feel like, oh my goodness. But Camila, calm down. Dad, but you can pick up me at the school? Yes, I can do that. 2 weeks. She said, that it's okay, don't worry. I have 3 friends. We go to the.
So she figured out a way to make it on her own.
Yes, she figured out and said, I have friend. I go to. Do you know, because it's I am a single dad. When I was working like a pool service and wake up at 4 in the morning, and she have to wake up alone and take the school bus.
So let me talk a little bit about that, because I think one thing that a lot of immigrant fathers don't realize that they're teaching their girls and they're teaching their daughters, especially, because that's what my book is about, is the work ethic and the waking up early and the going into work every day. And sometimes you like what you do and sometimes you don't. And sometimes you have to do the job just because you have to make some money, to survive. Or, and I think that's one lesson that I always tell the fathers is like, don't be ashamed to tell your girls or your kids how hard your life was at the beginning, or how hard it was for you, to get a job, or how hard it was for you to wake up at 4:00 in the morning. It was the same thing for my father. He would wake up at 4:00 in the morning. He would have his breakfast and then leave. And I paid attention to that because for me, as I was growing up, I didn't know anything else but have like a really strong work ethic. And I think your daughter's learning that. And I think that's something that we forget to teach our kids. We want to make it easy for them. We want to make sure that the kids have everything and everything is easy, but it's okay. Sometimes they have to learn that they have to wake up early for jobs, that they have to be on time. They have to be punctual. You were very punctual today, but a lot of people don't consider that. They think, well, I'll make it there when I get there. No, and those are values that are all your kids are paying attention to, and your daughter's paying attention to right now.
And the better way to teach your kids is with your example. All the time. I say, Camila, I have to wake up 4 in the morning because I need money to survive. You say that. And I say, do you have to wake up and take the bus with your friend? And they feel happy. They have a good grades. Right now they have a 2 scholarship and they feel happy every day because she's in the UH. And when I saw her, I feel like, wow, it's amazing.
And you're very proud.
I'm very proud because she is happy, and she's like I feel, the 2 weeks ago she said, Dad, do you know I want to move to university campus? And I say, okay, if you want to. You know, it's a really good experience for her. Do you have to share the room? Do you have to own? Do you have to room for yourself, your restroom? Well, do you have to share space with your friends, with your, you know? And I say, but if you want to, I support you. That's it, the life. If you want to get the experience. But do you know that day I feel like, oh, my baby is.
So I was going to ask you that. How do you deal with those emotions and their feelings? Because I know you want to be very protective of her, but at the same time you want to let her fly.
Yes, because when she's flying, I feel so happy. But you know, I feel like this is a feeling every day. Right now, I die happy because you know
She's okay. Independent.
She's okay. I remember when my mom, because I tell my mom, I asked my mom, I have two brothers and one sister, and I remember when my little brothers have 17 years old, he came to United States. And when I remember that, I asked to my mom, how do you feel about this? My mom tell me, that's it. One bigger highlight with my mom. Say, if you are next to my house, if you are in next city to my house, if you are in China, if you are happy, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And that's it. Do you know the kids? They are on like.
Why is that so difficult for so many people, Leo? Like, why is it so difficult for some people to accept that their kids are going to find their own happiness, and it's not what you think it needs to be or what you think it should be? So many fathers, for example, I met them throughout my life. They wanted the girls to do this, and this, and that's it. You're not doing anything else. And my book was about, encouraging them, like saying, get out of this mentality of like, you're the authority. Independence is good for her. Oh no, it's like you're saying she's not going to love me anymore. She's not going to take care of her families anymore. She's going to forget her mom and her dad if you say independent. It's not like that. It is absolutely the opposite. Yes. You're letting her grow.
I give it to her tool for her life.
Right.
Yeah, she take the tools. I'm flying. I feel so happy when she say that I want to move to campus university. Go, let's do it. Try it. Do you know? I'm here for you. All my life, I'm here for you. That's you need support.
And it's very simple that way. I think it makes everything simple if you just say, I'm here for you, whatever you need. And it's unconditional. There's no conditions on the love.
The love.
Unless you do this, I will do that for you. Unless you do that, then I will love you more. Yes. And I think that's where kids get the idea that unless they're going to be super successful in careers or money or business, that their parents won't love them anymore because they didn't succeed to the crazy levels the parents.
I make this question for me every day: how to measure the love for my daughter? I never find a way to. It's a big love.
Yeah,
you have kids too. Yeah. It's like when I saw her, I say, "Oh my goodness, oh, I'm here for you all my life." And you know what? When you have to make her dad, her friend, with respect. And I say, if I'm trusting you, do you have to trust in me all the life?
And trust is a very important value that you teach.
It's a big
and that's
value.
It's a very big value because I think that they say, well, I trust you, but I don't trust your friends. Well, that's okay, but how are you showing her that you trust her? Are you really letting her do things by herself? Are you really letting her make decisions? Because sometimes as fathers, you make decisions for them. You really don't trust them.
Yes.
You have to really live it.
That's it. When the last year she said, Dad, I'm going to friends brunch because it's her birthday. Okay, go do it. For brunch. And I say, 5:00, I say, where is my daughter? And some parents call me, hey, Leo, where are the girls? I don't know. They are I think they are in a league house, whatever. I say, because I check my daughter GPS and they's in Columbus. Oh my goodness. Can you call Camila because she always pick up the phone for you? Okay. Hey, where are you? We go to Lily's house, but where are you right now? We went to Austin. Okay, Camila, I'm trusting you. If you are in
Mm-hmm.
Houston, if you move to another city, please tell me because
Mm-hmm.
that is the
Mm-hmm.
truth. The
Mm-hmm.
truth. And I say that was a very special day because when she get back to the home and say, Camila, it's okay, don't worry. But
Mm-hmm.
tell me if you want to change your plans. Tell me because
Mm-hmm.
if something happened, I know.
Absolutely.
Camila is in Austin. Is something happy? I get to get my car and go to
And you're
Austin right
making
now.
it easy for her to come to you to tell you because
Yeah.
you're not going to be screaming, you're not going to be loud, you're not going to be punishing her. You're just going to say, "Listen, give me the truth.
Yeah,
Let's
tell me
talk
the
about it.
truth all
Let's
the
be
time.
honest,
You have to tell
and
the
we can
truth.
figure it out."
Yes, and I
Yeah.
say, I make a puppet show about this. It's a star. She she come to the sky and say she made a beer and I say I want to stay here. Can you protect me if you tell the truth? It's better all the time. And that day, my daughter say, Dad, she start crying.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what? I'm here for you. Tell me. Do you know my friend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's not my friend. She's my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I say,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay for you. It's okay for me. I
Mm-hmm.
love you.
Mm.
I love you,
How
Camila. If
powerful.
you are happy, I'm happy for you. Do you have to defend yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If you are happy, I'm happy for you. Do you know I am an open mind? Do you know I think about this? Everybody love people with the same sex or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the love.
Right.
But the love, the colors don't have gender.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel happy,
Mm-hmm.
come on here. I hug you. I love you.
Very powerful.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you because if you are happy, I'm happy for you, and that's it. And your girlfriend come to this house, whatever. And 2 months later, I met girlfriend
Mhm.
family. We have a good time. They are a really, really beautiful family, and that's it. She's happy right now.
How did you get to that place? How did you get to that place where you were so loving and accepting of your daughter?
Because when you read, when you know the story of the world, you know it's the world is like the same way
Thousands of years
thousands
ago.
years ago. The Greece, Romans, whatever. The world is like this. I love diversity. I love different cultures, and you have to accept the people is not
And
like
it's
you.
an unconditional. It's a true unconditional love.
Yes,
You love her,
I
and
love her.
ultimately you said, "I want you to be happy."
Yes, if you are happy, that's it. Whatever. It's the only thing I want to my
What
daughter.
can you tell other fathers who are facing something like that right now, and maybe they don't know how to open up to their children who are probably gay, and don't know how to say it? Don't
accept. That's it. You know, the world is different. The people are different. I saw that their different religion and different taste.
But what if they say it's against God, it's a sin? How do you counter those arguments?
I'm not a religion person. Do you know this is so hard for a religion person because they are, that is a sin. It's it's a mistake. No, for
You're
me,
going to hell.
Yes, no, I don't believe in heaven and hell. I believe right now in this space.
And right now you love her and you need to love her and she needs you to be loved. She needs you to love her.
Yes, that's it. She need to be accepted for her.
Yeah.
And I remember and say, can you tell to my mommy? And say, no, you have to tell to your mommy because I think your mommy is think like me because I was married with her for 10 years. I know her. And that's it. Her mommy is happy too. And when my family when I saw the first picture in my daughter's social media, I say, I feel so happy. I say, yes, that's it. You got it. Don't fear. Don't feel fear about
shame.
Shame about the world. That's it. You got it. That's it. I accept you, and that's it. That is the kids need.
Do you think it's a generational thing? You think the younger parents are more accepting of their children, their differences, that not only just being gay, but being more extroverted or more artistic.
That happened in the 70s. The same thing that happened.
But you think that now? You think they were more accepting back then? I don't think so. I think they were in the closet a lot more, and they were more shamed.
Yes, but we have 2 more people in the closet, but we have 2 more people on the street. Do you know? It's like a, hey, I am here. This is my boyfriend. This is my girlfriend. It's like a, I saw that on the street, and I say I feel happy because they, yeah, we have too many people out the closet, but they have too many people get out the closet and feel happy. Okay, that's it. Me. If you accept me, it's okay. And that's it.
I love that. I love that because I think it's important that we share that with other parents and we share that with other fathers who are having a very hard time, especially Latino fathers have a very, very, very hard time accepting their children, accepting who they are, accepting that they're maybe a little bit different, that they're not like you. You know, it's the argument. Is it nature or is it nurture? Is it the environment or is it because you're born that way? I mean, there's always,
they have no explication about this.
There's no reason. Yeah.
I make two knowledge about this, and they don't have an explication about this. That the people is like this, and that's it. It's like when you say, are you vegetarian? The people look like a what? But what happened? It's okay. Don't worry. If you like horse, if you like cat, if you like doggies, if you like cockroach, whatever you want.
Yeah, and I think it's very hard for some people to see that there's differences out there because they live in a bubble. I think so many families live in bubbles or live in like a community where they don't see anything else outside of what's in that bubble.
But the system wants you the same way to another person. You have to get married, get kids, and get a job. That's it. When you make something different, happened for me with the artist people, with the artist job professional. When you say, hey, what you living for life? I say, I'm a puppeteer. Really? It's a job? Well, for me, it's not a job. It's my lifestyle. It's my passion. I never say, this is my job. No, this is my business, whatever. And I say, but if you are a lawyer, oh, you are a lawyer.
Yeah, no, there's like prestige. There's like a status. Right? But you love what you do. You are very good at what you do. You enjoy it. It's your passion. You wake up every day happy to do it.
If you feel happy, you don't have to be. I saw the podcast that say you don't have to tell your kid you have to be the number one. No, it's not a competition.
No, yeah.
If you feel happy, if you feel you are doing good, you don't have to make number 1, 2, or 3, or 4. Do you have to do it and feel happy? You know, when you wake up and say, "Oh my goodness."
Why is happiness so elusive for people? Why is it hard?
The system take to you one view of happiness. It's like get money, get a new car. No, it's not a happiness. If you go to another countries, you go to Filipinas. You saw the people in an island living with a fishing. That's it. They don't need a car.
Because basically materialism isn't happiness. And that's what Americans really embrace.
Yes.
And I think once they realize that you don't need a lot of things to be happy, because it's really, I was in India, I was in Mexico, I've been all over the world. And I see people who have this joy for life and really has nothing to do with money or things.
Yes. How many things do you have in your garage? You use maybe the 20%.
Exactly. There's a lot of waste, a lot of consuming.
Yes, that's it.
This is a really great conversation, Mr. Young. I really appreciate you coming in because I think it's important that we also share a different perspective on how fathers can be so embracing. Fathers can be very loving. I think, in my community, the way that fathers came across, or the way my father tried at the beginning, was to be an authority. Lo que yo digo se hace. Like, that's it. What I say is what you're going to do, and that's it. And it's not like that, because then I started to rebel. I started to get angry. I started to feel very, pushed down. And so for me, it was like, I need you to understand where I'm coming from, Dad. I need you to see my point of view. I need you to understand that I'm not going to do things the way you think I should do them, because that's old. That's old school. That's used to be back in your country. This is the United States now. You have to embrace the way we are now. And he started changing little by little. And that's what my book is about. It changed, and how he evolved, and it ultimately came to the day where he said, I don't think the boyfriend you have deserves you. I think you're ready. You need to go out there, live your life, do your thing. have fun, travel
It's a different way.
before you get married. And that would have never been him. He would have never said that to me. But he understood that for me, it was like I was very independent. I needed to get out. I needed to do things. And finally, when I met my husband, he was like, "Yep, that's it. That's your husband because he gets you. He gets you. He's at your level, mental level." And so it was very interesting how he grew up, with me. We both grew up together from the age of 15 to when I was 21, when I graduated from college. That I was like, a big evolution for my father, because at the same time he was raised a certain way, but he was raised with a lot of love. So I think that was something that was really, really important. Just like you said, like it's about the love at the end. And for him, even though he was an authority and he wanted to be the macho Mexican father, he loved his kids so much and he loved me so much that he said, okay, I know I have to change for you. I know I have to evolve with you. What do you need from me? What do you need me to do so that you can be successful, so that you can reach the next level for yourself? And that's one thing that I just think a lot of fathers just don't realize, how they can be such an instrumental part of their children's life, especially their girls, because so many girls marry men that are not good for them because they don't have a good example of a good father or somebody that encourages them to pursue and to do more and to be better and reach higher levels of everything. So it's a beautiful story.
Everybody have a beautiful story. You have to tell the story to the world because I think the best way to learn about people is hear a story.
Yeah. Do you think that doing puppeteering is a way for you to speak through your puppets?
Yes.
Without you saying anything? It's the puppets that are speaking.
Yes.
Because you said you teach lessons.
The actor life.
It's the actor life.
Character, and the another character talk to the people. You are behind the character. I am behind the puppet.
So you are an actor, even though they say, "Oh, you're a puppet master, you're a puppeteer." You're an actor because you are acting the characters that you have.
Yes, that's it.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you is, I know that for children who are in trauma or who are in therapy, there's a lot of really good research out there that puppets help them very much.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about that and how the emotional component of a puppet?
They can express emotion.
Yeah.
With puppet or with a theater workshop. Do you know? Because some kids they have a authoritative parent is like they feel like I can express.
They can express
emotion.
themselves.
But if she take a drama workshop, they have the chance to take it. And
that's a good recommendation.
Yes, it's a good recommendation. That's it for emotion because they learn how to work with another person. They make a team. Maybe if you want to act this character, maybe you can help me with costume, with music.
But if they don't want to say something to you, they can say it through the puppet.
Yes.
It's another way of saying something that I'm not talking to you. It's the puppet that's talking to you. It's not me.
When I get the puppet, I make a storytelling. For a storytelling show, I use the puppet, but I don't use a stage. I'm in front of the kids. I'm talking with the puppet. Anybody look at me. Everybody's looking at the puppet. And they are looking with the puppet. Mr. Leo is not here. Mr. Leo is invisible.
Yeah.
Do you know? Puppet is like a magic. It's like a wow. But it's a family entertainment because it happened with kids and grandparents. Grandparents, that for me is amazing. When I finish my show and grandparents say, "Hey, Mr. Leo, I feel like a kid one more time." Do you know that feeling? That word for me is like a, oh my goodness.
I love that.
Amazing.
It's the best feeling.
That happened with maybe 2 weeks with the show for a Mexican family. The grandparents said, "Mr. Leo, can I talk to you?" "Yes." And I say, "What do you? How many times do you?" I say, I made this 20 years ago. It was amazing, Mr. Leo. I remember when I was a kid, I feel like a kid one more time. I don't know what happened. I love what I do. And he say, "I love to." I say, "What is your work?" He worked in construction. I say, when you feel like you go to play, I'm going to play with kids and family, because when I say, "Okay, are you ready to dance?" Hey, everybody stand up. It's a
Yeah.
family time.
Yes.
Parents and grandpa and whatever stand up and dance with me and my puppet. This is amazing. That's good. It's a good time to share with your
Your
kids,
family.
Your family.
Family time.
And the grandpa say,
Beautiful.
"Do you know, Mr. Leo? I work in construction. When I saw her hands, you know, but he say, I feel every day I go to play with my tools.
He loves it. Yeah.
You're happy." And he say to me, "I love my job. I never feel like, oh no, I love to. I'm going.
What a
to
beautiful
play."
thing, to hear that even though it's hard labor, it's construction, he loves it.
But he say, I never
beautiful.
feel I'm going to play with my tools, with my tools every day. And they say, that makes sense, your life for you.
Yeah.
If you feel like play with your, doctor is different, they can play. But
no, it's different, yeah. But that they find the joy in what they're doing. It's finding the joy. Before we leave, before we finish the podcast, can you tell me what is your favorite puppet?
My favorite puppet?
I mean, they could be out there. They could be yours. They could be, like on TV.
I have a special puppet. It's Max. Max is the host for all the puppet show.
Oh, okay.
And when that happened this morning because I made a puppet show in a school.
Okay.
I am the Spanish teacher too, but hey, Mr. Leo, do you have to come for the summer camp for a puppet show? Yes. When I say here and I say hello, say, are you Mr. Leo? I say, no, I'm Max. I'm Mr. Leo's friend. And I take the puppet and I came out to the stage with the puppet. Say, hello, Max. Hello, Mr. Leo. I say, he's my friend. I'm Mr. Leo. And he is Max. And he said, oh, yes, you are right, Mr. Leo. Max is special for me because it's the host.
I love it. And there's a sense of fantasy that children get too, and a sense of imagination, curiosity.
Everybody needs that.
It's a beautiful thing.
Fantasy, because it's
bringing a little bit of innocence into their life again, aside from whatever it's on TV. It's more real, it's there, and they can feel it.
Too many people say, but the kid is a really good audience. Yes, they are really good. They are really honest. What happens when the kid don't feel well? Say, I don't like it.
They don't like it. They tell you they don't care.
And do you know what? I know this is my job. The parent paid me for a show, but when I finish my show and the kids come to me and say, hey, Mr. Leo, I like your show.
I love it.
I love your puppet show.
That's the best review, the best feedback you can ever get it.
That happens.
I love
the parent called me, hey, Mr. Leo, I never saw your show, but my daughter went to party and he said, what do you want for your birthday?
They want
Mr. Leo puppet show. This is the most recommendation ever for me.
And kids are really good. They're like a very good referral. They're like referral. The kids should get like a referral fee. Yeah. So before we go, Mr. Leo, where can people find you? Where can they see? Do you have any YouTube videos? Maybe people can see you. Can you tell us where?
Yes, I start with my YouTube channel in Spanish. It's Mr. Leo Puppet Show. All my social network is Mr. Leo Puppet Show YouTube channel, Mr. Leo Puppet Show Instagram, and Facebook, Mr. Leo Puppet Show.
Awesome. And so they can find you in all of those places. And if they want to book a show, maybe see you somewhere.
Yes, Mr. Leo Puppet Show in Instagram. Okay.
Fantastic.
I have a webpage too.
And we're going to add all of your links. We have all of your links already so everybody can see it. And everybody who listens to the podcast, if you go to the description, you will see that we're going to link everything Mr. Leo does. And that way you can have an idea. And I think the conversation today was just a beautiful conversation about love ultimately. And Father's Day is coming around. Show how much you support your children. Show so much how you enjoy having them around. I think one thing that I want to do with the podcast is just to inspire you all to be better and to reach a level of understanding and a level of acceptance that I think is just so important and so necessary in today's times. Unconditional love is just unconditional. It's how it should be. And so if you like what you hear and you enjoy the podcast, please tell everybody about the podcast. Please post a review, share it, like it. You can go to my Instagram at Vibes by Alicia so that you can see what we're doing, what we're sharing. And I enjoy this conversation so much. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Alicia.
Appreciate
it was a pleasure for me.
Thank you.